Alright, we got the old hot rod on the lift here today. We'll go outside and around. Been working on changing oil in the rear diff of it. Little shop dog. Hunt Dixie. Hunt Dix. Yeah. It's my shop dog. Well, girlfriend's shop dog. So here's my rear diff. I've been pulling the cover, letting it get drained out. She's got the factory limited slip in it, is what it is, from 1966. Or you can pull these two bolts out. Freaking GoPro got lost on the side-by-side ride, so I don't have it no more. So now we're just phoning it. I'm gonna have to hold on. So that's what's inside of there. That style of a limited slip. I'm changing and putting less friction modifier in it because it seems to spin one wheel too easily anymore. Now, so we got the old red hot rod on top of the car lift in the shop today. And the rear diff has been wanting to spin one tire instead of both of them like it should. Because if I can get my phone back here far enough, she's got limited slip in her, obviously, from looking at this. So, I was trying to figure out what the clutches are in it so I can get a rebuild kit and get the clutches. And there's the number on it. There's a 23430X there. And I believe that's a manufacturer date, 12/14 of 65. It's a 66 truck. It is a Dana 44, I believe, because the numbers right here have 12/10 of 65, and then this is Dana, and then this is 18437, and then it's got an M8R83, and then that 4613, I believe that's your ring and pinion numbers, which would give it a 355, 354, something like that. So it ain't too low geared or high geared, kind of in the middle. And it's got that 4-pinion or 4-spider gear limited slip positraction in it. The unit worked really, really well. And then I think I added too much limited slip additive to it, and it's kind of not been the same since. So I'm going to save the oil that I got additive in, and I'm going to put straight oil in it where it's saturated, and there's a little bit of limited slip oil still in the bottom of the housing, and then slowly add additive to it if it does chatter, and we'll see what it does, see if it comes around or if I got to find a kit and rebuild that. When I first put the truck together, I did this spring, I did bearings and seals, everything in it, so all that's all brand new. But it's my little hot rod, so we'll see what it does when I do this to it. Hopefully it works out good. Alright, so on my truck I got the rear end all glued back on. Got that finished up. I'll let it sit for an hour, and then I'm going to tighten them down, and then I will fill that with oil. So then I'm going to come around here to the front. I adjusted my rear brakes to get them as tight as they can be. And then in order to do these front brakes, they do have an automatic adjuster in them, but I wanted to make sure they were good and tight, because I'm going to take this to St. George to a car show here next weekend, and it is quite a drive to get there I'll probably end up hauling it down on one of our equipment trailers, but I want to have the brakes as tight as I can. So I had to tear this apart. I should have videoed the other half of it. So I took the pinion, or the nut off of the shaft, pulled the brake off, adjusted it just a little bit, put it back on. So it's pretty good right where it's at right there. Put that all back together. Sure, hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to do this with this wheel, because I'm going to change it and put a 72 disc brake on it before next year when we go back down to Moab for that car show, because that'll be the next one we do in the spring. But I'm going to do a lot of work to this truck this winter. I'm going to pull the 327 out of it, and then I'm going to put the I got a 454 out of an SS. I'm going to pull that motor out and put it in here. One of them SS trucks from the 90s. So then I will have a fuel injected motor in it. But that is my old hot rod. I sure love this whole thing. This tire seems to be pretty good. I don't know if I'll pull it apart or not.